Looks like the V6 is gonna get some love today. What's up everybody, this is Jack T here, and today we're going to be doing a mod install on my 2014 Mustang V6. Today's mod is going to be the JLT cold air intake, and from what I've seen online, like I haven't been able to find too many in-depth videos, as well as kind of like a before and after, and like the thoughts and opinions on whether or not the sound of the exhaust change, how the car driving feels. So this is going to be a very in-depth video, so stay tuned. So let's get right into installing this. So first things first, we need to remove this old restrictive cold air intake, even though they do say that the stock factory intake from Ford is pretty decent on this car, but I want to change it up a little bit. Alright guys, so some of the things that you need to do in order to take off this stock intake is first take off this mass airflow sensor. There's two bolts. You're going to need a figurehead bolt for that, figurehead screwdriver. There's a clamp over here. There's another clamp right here, and I think that should be it. And then you take off this, which is the PCV line, and then the automatic line, since my car is an automatic. And then we should be good, so let's get to it. Alright guys, so we took out the stock intake, so now we're going to be installing the new one. We had to unbolt a couple things. If you guys have any questions, just list them in the comments below and I'll help you guys out. So what I'm going to do is kind of wipe down a little bit of the places that we're going to be working with, because they're really dirty, and since I'm installing something there, might as well keep it clean. Alright guys, what we did now is we put on the heat shield for this, and then we slid the intake tube into here. So this is the heat shield, and then there's like this weather strip right here, and what you do is put in the weather strip and then you slip in the JLT tube. This part has to be like this so that the JLT is going to be facing upwards, and right here, if you can tell, right there is where the MAF tube, the mass airflow sensor, is going to be. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. What we do is you kind of position this in there, and you put it, you put the bolts in and you tighten it up. Alright, so this is some of the progress that we've made. We basically put in, it comes with this clamp and like this tube. You attach that, so it's going to look like this, with the narrower part of the tube on the left side connecting to the actual intake manifold, the throttle body, not the intake manifold. And then the wider end comes here, where then this intake tube comes in. And if you notice, this is how it's gonna look. And we still need to drill this. We need a 1/2-inch drill bit, so we could drill that so that we could put in the automatic line, since my car's an automatic. This is where the JLT is gonna look like, and this is basically where the mass airflow sensor goes in. So right now, what we're gonna be doing is tightening the first clamp, so that way we could attach the second one once we're done drilling the tube. So I'll keep you guys updated when we get some more progress. Alright guys, so right now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drilling the tube. So what we're going to need to do is put this into where we drill it. So it's going to be a 1/2-inch drill bit. So I'll show you guys what that's going to look like right now, because I know a lot of tutorials on YouTube don't really have the automatic line installation thing. So let's get right to it. Guys, and with that, we finally got this part in. Honestly, it's kind of a hassle that I have to drill it since I'm buying it. I would hope that they would just have drilled it for you and like put it in for yourself if it's going to be automatic, like if you have the option to choose or not. But again, you know, that's just something I guess we have to deal with being an automatic driver. Just to clarify, I did order this from AmericanMuscle.com. It was really good shipping, really good service. I got it within like 3-4 days. There was like no lag on it whatsoever. Free shipping on all their parts, so you guys should check them out if you're parts. And they also offer like payment plans and stuff like that for their website. So if you want to buy any car parts but you don't have the exact amount of money just yet, you can do a payment plan. I bought this JLT intake. I have a couple other mods coming soon, so stay tuned, but let's get back to installing this. Okay guys, so right now we got the automatic line attached as well as this. Right now we also attach this tube back, we put it back on the heat shield. We're gonna need to drill this shield back into place. But right now we're gonna tighten this clamp right here, and then we're gonna move on to the heat shield, installing the filter and the mass airflow sensor. Alright guys, so right now what we're going to be doing is installing this filter. If you notice that everything is in place, we need to install the mass airflow sensor. We need to bolt that down, but right now what we're going to be doing is installing the actual filter itself. Alright, so what we did right now guys is we got the air filter in. You just kind of put it in with this clamp. You tighten the clamp. You want to make it so that's just before the mass airflow sensor, so you could put this back in. So all that's really left is the mass airflow sensor. To bolt this back into place, the heat shield, and we should be good, and we'll start it up and go for a drive and see how this car does with the new intake. Alright guys, and with that being said, we're done with the install. So what we did is we attached the mass airflow sensor, we attached the filter on, we basically tightened everything up. So now it's in place. So now what we need to do is get this tool off first. I'm going to start it up. The hood's kind of open, but let's see what it sounds like. We'll give it a few revs so you guys will be able to hear out what the intake sounds like. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can tell from just the video, but with the intake, whenever I touch the throttle, you can hear it sucking in air, you can hear it sucking in a lot of air, and now at 3,000 RPM when I let off the gas, it pops. So I'm gonna go for a quick cruise and I'm gonna take you guys with me, so let's see what it's like. Alright guys, so I'm making this part of the video a week after I got the actual intake installed, and I only did this because I wanted to give you guys a much more hands-on review of the cold air intake, and overall I'm really happy with it. I'm going to be getting on the freeway so you guys might be able to hear it a little bit, but no, first thing you notice is you hear the intake sucking in air a lot more, and besides that, like watch, once I get it past like 3,000 RPM, the engine makes a lot more noise, and combine that with the exhaust, and the car is just insanely loud once like it gets past like 3,500 RPM. So that's really cool. I enjoyed that. I do enjoy the sound of the intake whenever it's sucking in air, so it goes like I don't know if you guys can hear it right now being in the car, but overall it's something I'm really happy with. One of the things that I'll tell you guys is I do notice a little bit more pull on the higher RPMs. Of course, a lot of people do say that you're not going to get much out of an intake, especially without a tune, but I do feel a little bit more pull. Once you've been driving this car as long as I've been driving this car, then I feel like you can kind of tell the difference it makes. But overall, I'm still excited to see how the car does once I actually do tune it. So that's something I'm looking forward to, and that's going to be an install, not really an install, but something I'm going to be doing soon, and I'll give you guys a video on that. Besides that, so yeah, it pulls a little harder in the higher RPMs. One of the things I mentioned whenever I was making the installation is when I'm at park, it seems like it pops more when I rev it, especially at like 3,000 RPM. Now with that, it seems like the popping whenever I'm like driving, downshifting or whatever, the popping of that has stayed pretty consistent, so it hasn't changed much, so you're not going to really tell much of a difference. The only real difference is you're going to feel like your car's a whole lot louder because the engine makes a lot more noise. Besides that cold air intake sucking in air, but after a certain RPM with the engine making so much noise, combining that with the exhaust, it's really cool. I do suggest you guys look into this intake. From what I've seen online, the JLT is one of the better intakes for the 2014 V6s, so that's one of the reasons I got it. In comparison, it is a moderately cheap mod. It's like $250, so something I suggest you guys look into. And with that being said, let's get back to the rest of the video. Alright guys, and that was the first part of us embracing the 6. So we got the intake on, and we got a couple of other mods coming in soon. Aesthetics, power. Over the course of the next couple weeks, months, year, there's gonna be a lot of stuff being done to this car, so you guys just stay tuned. This is just first of many things that's coming. I have more mod installs just coming in the next like 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions about the install, if I can help you guys out with anything, just comment below and I'll try to give you my best advice. And of course, as always, subscribe for more. This has been Jack T. I'll see you guys on the next video.